Welcome, people. I will show you today the updated Kuro and Arlong deck lists that I've been using currently. But before we get into that, let me just a small little disclaimer, or more of an information actually. Um, I've been playing a lot of Lucci, and with a lot I mean a lot, and with a lot I mean exclusively, basically. I've only been playing Lucci for I think round about 2 weeks now. Everything since the Big Mom video, and while I was recording the Big Mom video, I was already playing Lucci a lot. So I felt like swapping decks all the time for the videos, for trying out stuff, even though it is very interesting and I love that, slowed me down and held me back from actually mastering Lucci. That's why for the last 2 weeks I've been doing nothing except for playing Lucci, constantly evolving the deck, constantly evolving strategies, and that's also why I was so hurt when I was only going 7-3 when I felt like I should have been 9-2, 9-1, right? The last two losses really hurt me. That's why I was so broken at that day, and that's why I'm still kind of broken today. Like even though I'm back on my feet, I don't feel like playing the game anymore currently. Um, so that's why I didn't really play a whole lot of any deck at the moment. I do play Lucci in the coming days in order to prepare for the weekend, and that's when I will release the Lucci guide after Saturday, because I don't want to like release the goo before I actually do anything useful with it. And then hopefully I can say like I am the top. Anything better than 70, please. I can, yeah, whatever. It's not about that. So just for you to understand that I didn't play a lot of Kuro in the last few days or weeks, and I didn't play a lot of Arlong. And the deck is extremely tricky to play. Like Kuro is one of the leaders you really need to master in order to make it work. It doesn't just work by watching the video and playing it. Like I have one viewer, Gamer Boyle, or Game Boy, whatever. That dude, when I released the guide, he started playing that, and now like 3 weeks after that, he's typing that he's making progress and he's having really good times and going second at his locals and stuff. And I mean, you got to think about this. Like, it really takes time because the deck is tricky. The deck is not Zoro. You're not just going to hit face, play small stuff, and win the game without like using your brain. So that's the thing. And that's why I think it's really cool and really impressive that Will to Win Gaming, like he did a video about it, going 7th or 15th or whatever, and his viewer 7th, whatever. I took a look, and I was really happy to see people taking the time and investing the time in order to play something off meta, that works, and they have success with that. So yeah, congratulations and kudos to you. I mean, I really enjoy that. I really love that. Yeah, and my version actually isn't too far off of what he has created. I think he's playing the 3 cost or 2 cost chopper. I don't really like that too much, but I think that's just preference since it's a 2K counter at the most times. Anyways, I also went with the lawn. He went 4 times for it. I only played 2. I think he also has 4 pearls, which makes it 8 blockers, which is understandable in a very aggressive meta. But I have decided to include the MH5 actually, because that increases the amount of triggers that can rest something to 10, which is 20%, which is a lot. Especially if your first hand is none of those cards. That means you only have 45 cards left in your deck. Put 5 on the live. And I mean, now you have 10 cards out of 45, which is like, it's just a good chance that you have 1 or 2 of these in your life. And if you don't have it in your life, it's not a problem, because the meta evolves to a point where Whitebeard is playing choppers and the Bossas, or Bossa, I think his name is the 2K blocker. And even Katakuri starts picking up the 2K blockers, the 2 cost blockers, sorry. So the MH5 is a 1 cost. You don't have to play 4 cost card, right? Because it can double rest blockers, small stuff, so that you could potentially finish or just control the board. So I think the card is really good. Kind of situational, but since we have Krieg anyways to drop cards, and we have Nami to search this card if we really need it, it's kind of good where it is with 2, right? So that's that's basically the general idea. The game's the play style hasn't changed at all. So if you're really interested in what I think about it, I can always like watch Will to Win's Gaming's video. Definitely a good one. Watch my old Kuro video if you haven't. I've been going pretty in depth about it. I mean, the matchups haven't changed too much. This deck is really good against the new Zoro, even though it can be really tricky again because Zoro is so fast. So clearing the board constantly doesn't win you the game. You still need to apply pressure. So getting the balance between going live and clearing the board is a little tricky, and you really need to practice that. It's not just going to be, I play Kuro, I win. It's a little different with the law matchup. You could just play Kuro and win, because that matchup is really easy still. And I mean, I said in the tier list, Kuro is like Law's biggest hard counter. So that's a good reason to pick it up. In my last tournament, I've played against 2 Ace, and I think 1 Ace even made top cut. So Ace is probably your worst matchup, because it has basically an answer to everything and more. So Ace is really tough to beat. But it is still possible to beat them. So no worries there. It's still playable. Same goes to yellow. I mean, Katakuri. You can easily beat Katakuri, unless obviously, like, if the first life is Cracker, it's usually cracked, right? The game's usually really hard to come back from that. If he has all the lives triggers, that's a little annoying. And he also on top has the one blocker that is a 3k that does not get rested by the MH1 like the Brûlé. That's a little annoying as well. So yellow has a good amount of RNG that could mess things up with you, but usually I think it's still favored for Kuro. Especially because Kuro can go first without any problems at all. Like you have a really good, strong, aggressive playstyle. Going first, no worries. Going second with Krieg on curve, super good against yellow because they can't deal with it. So yeah, that's what it is. You can try it out. Let me know what you think about it. And yeah, then we will go to where's the Arlong version? This is the version that I've usually been playing, or that my friend has been playing in locals. The only thing that I'm not entirely sold on is the Katakuri, because sometimes the Katakuri is so good and sometimes it's so bad, and I love it and I hate it. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this card. So if you want to ditch it, go for it. So with this version currently, I have obviously the Brûlé. I don't know if I had that last time around, but I'm pretty confident I'm pretty sure I had it. We definitely included the Gin. Same reasons as with Kuro, like it allows you to play board control style a little better. Like the old version that I had with Arlong was straight face, and I win before you win. Like that was the win condition. With this, we have the option of actually controlling the board if we choose to do so, right? So we can play Gin, we could swing with 7 and play another Cracker or whatever, and we can just a little bit control the board before we go for that last finishing play. We have the Krieg that also does board controlling style while applying pressure. We reduce the Django to 2 because we usually don't play more than 2. That's just what happens. Like if I have 3, I'm usually pretty sad. Yeah. And obviously the MH5, because it's just like 10 out of 50 cards trigger that rests something. It's just a game changer if it's in your life. And if it's not in your life, same again, we can use it to rest stuff and then control the board a little better. And especially against red with the 1-drops running around, investing a Dawn to make your 3Ks clear their 2Ks or 3Ks is really good, because Chu is not useless anymore, Kurobi isn't useless anymore, like Hachan can do work, right? You can use these small fries to clear board while your big guys hit the live. Like, that's just the idea, and it feels like it works really well. At times, it does not, because in the end you still run a few brick cards, and if your events, like, they can brick your hand. That's why I'm not entirely sold on the Katakuri, but or maybe even this Ikoku Sovereignty. Like, you could reduce that to 2, could reduce that and put in something else. But like, the deck is really flexible the way it is. But I felt like including Gin and MH5 was a really, really good choice. So yeah, I will leave you with that. Like I said, I didn't play it too much, but I hope you can take something from that, and I hope you will stay with the channel because I will definitely start something new after the Lucci video hits on Saturday, because at that point I will be done with Lucci, even though the black starter deck comes out, and I want to try out the new Shanks that is in there, because it's a 9-drop, destroy everything. I think it's a 9-drop, destroy 1 drops. But in conjunction with Kuzan 10-drop, it could be a destroy everything. So I'm really interested in that. Might look into that, but Lucci is kind of handcuffing me right now, with the on-off relationship that we're having. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll keep you up with all the information, how the weekend's going, how everything's going. And after the Lucci, I actually don't entirely know what's coming up next. So maybe you can give me an idea of what you want to see. Like, maybe there are decks that you want my take on that I should invest some time into, because I feel like I'm pretty much done with the set, right? It's been out for quite some time, and other than Kuro and Lucci, the decks didn't really click with me. I do enjoy all of them in some way, shape or form, but Lucci and Kuro are just the decks that I enjoyed the most. Yeah, so if you're interested in anything, let me know, and I will mark it as my next project after the Saturday. So have a good time, people. See you around, right?